Hello everybody and welcome to our top 10 cooperative games of the year 2023, because we might do this next year, who knows. Anyways, we had 16 games to choose from and we narrowed it down to 10. So, do you want to tell us how you did your list?
I kind of based mine off of the amount of times we played it for the top, and then down below it was kind of like what I hated the least.
So I came up with a formula for mine.
Oh my goodness.
So I did point values based on what I rate the game out of 10, but then I added points to it based on how cooperative
The
or
game
how
is.
not just cooperative
Like
it is, but how much requirement of cooperative. Like I don't know how to explain that, but you probably understand because it makes sense. I think I don't know how much you have to work as a team, kind of. So the game that I think is the best game might not be my number one. So this will be interesting, but it might be my number one too. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's interesting because mine. It took me a while to even figure out because I was like, I have no idea how to.
This was tough. This is hard because, in my opinion, like a lot of cooperative games feel almost the same. Like I can play all of them. Like I rate them all pretty close to the same rating. So
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, we're gaming up with the Joneses. If you're new to us, smash the like button if you think you're going to enjoy this, or you can wait till later, but you better get it later. And then hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more of these top 10s. And I'll put a card right here that you can click on to see our other top 10 lists. Or if you want to check out our top 100 games of all time, it'll be up there later. So, yeah.
So me, like a dork, I forgot to turn on the notification bell to like notify me whenever we posted a video on my separate channel. So don't forget to do that as well.
Oh yeah. Also, you can comment your top 10 cooperative games, or if you don't have a whole top 10, what's your favorite cooperative game? That would be pretty cool to read. Anyway, I'm Michael.
And I'm Janela.
And we're gaming up with the Joneses. So start us off.
Okay, so at number 10, I have Stardew Valley.
I had a feeling you'd have that on your list.
Alright. So if you haven't checked out our other video for the top 10 nature games that we did, I think this was in it. But yeah.
Oh yeah, you had it on that one too.
So this game, I put it down as 10 just because we haven't played it as much lately. And also because it's not like my theme that I would say is my favorite to play as a cooperative like team with my other family members, I guess.
Yeah, you probably like to hunt down murders.
Hint, hint. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of what the cover looks like. It is a game by Cole Medeiros and Concerted. Yeah, no, sorry, I'm gonna butcher it. That's kind of what the back looks like, but yeah. That is my number 10, Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley did not make my list. It was my number 12. So, yeah. Once again, Stardew Valley did not make it. My number 10, Janela has not played yet, but we finally bought. Of course, I had to stack it on the bottom of all these games. Flashpoint Fire Rescue. This game feels like a firefighter version of Pandemic, kind of, because you do your actions and then bad things happen. You do your actions, bad things happen. But if you like firefighter theme, that would be good. Anyway, who made this game? I don't even know. Indie Games, Kevin something. So, wow, these guys all have like hard last names to pronounce. But there is the back of the box if you want to check out that stuff, because I know it won't be on her list because she hasn't had it yet. Or played it yet.
But
whoa, there
is an unboxing video that I did for this game.
Oh yeah, you're the one that unboxed it.
Yeah, if you guys want to check that out, he'll put a card up here. But yeah, we need to play this game.
This is the firefighter game. If you like firefighting, you might want to check out this game. If you want to check more into it, click on our unboxing video. That's my number 10, Flashpoint Fire Rescue.
Okay, my number 9 is a game that we don't own. It is Shadows over Camelot. Oh. So this game, again, like the theme isn't like my absolute like favorite, but I really liked the player interaction, like the fact that you can like just cooperatively, like, either go fight these, I don't even know what they're called now. Like,
there's
enemies,
different
I don't
enemies.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, different enemies.
There's a ton.
And it's, the game is, like, so stacked against the player, so it's kind of interesting to just share that frustration with everybody.
We've only played it once.
Yeah.
When we were done, everybody was mad because we got beat so bad.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed it because I felt like everybody kind of started off with their own kind of objectives, saying, like, not objectives, but like, okay, I'm going to help out with this part and I'll do this part. So everybody had like their set role, right? But then after completing that, everybody kind of like switched.
Yeah.
And that's what I really liked about it, I think, because I wasn't stuck just doing one thing the whole game.
It felt like it was going to be that way.
It did. It kind of felt like that at the beginning, because for me, all I was doing was trying to find the Holy Grail, and so everybody was just giving me those cards, so every time I would just do it. But then there's, like, bad cards that would, like, make you go backwards on it, so. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. It was pretty fun. We'll have to try it again sometime, and maybe get a little bit closer to beating it, because, yeah, we got beat pretty bad.
Bruno Catala, so that's a pretty good game designer.
Yeah, that is my number 9, Shadows over Camelot.
Shadows over Camelot did not make my list. It was my number 11.
Ooh.
I like it more than some of these games, but you can have a hidden traitor, which takes some of the cooperativeness out of it.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, the first time we played,
barely knocked it out. It was really hard.
Oof.
It was really hard to get my, like, 8 through 11, like, to order them and everything, and I had to kill Shadows over Camelot, which sucks, because that game's fun.
Yeah.
So,
I forgot about that, because we didn't play with that, because it was our very first time playing it with a bunch of different people that it was their first time. So.
It recommends not to do that first, which makes sense, because the game is hard to begin with. So throw a hidden traitor in there. If you are the hidden traitor and you play that game and you stab people in the back, they're going to hate you.
Yeah, they had said, the person that taught us this game said that they had played it before with, like, a group of friends, and the person that betrayed them, they, like, didn't talk to them for a while. Like, it was like, oh, geez. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right, my number 9, we also do not own, but I like the team-on-team version of this better, but which is weird, because a lot of people like the 2-player cooperative better.
Weird.
This is Codenames Duet. Jeez, I had to think of the name for a second.
After you just looked at your list?
After I looked at my brain or something.
Looked at your brain? How the heck do you look at your brain? Did you roll your eyes all the way to the back?
I tried to.
Like...
Now people are going to fast forward back to check. But yeah.
Fast forward? So you do need to check your brain.
Rewind.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway. This is a game, I believe there's a couple different modes, but the real mode the more advanced mode that you're supposed to play it is both of you, because it's 2-player, both of you have your own list that you're trying to get the other person to guess theirs without hitting the assassin, and then they're trying to do that to you without hitting the assassin. I'm not sure if there's scoring or anything. It's been a long time since we played it. We played it over a year ago, I think. Yeah, it's been a long time. But we just prefer regular Codenames. So, yeah. Still pretty good, though.
Codenames Duet didn't make my list.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think prefer all these other games over it. But if it was, like you said, Codenames, but not the thing with the video.
Yes. I would prefer some games over it, but it does require a lot of cooperative, like... Not even, like, you're not playing cooperatively, but you need to almost know the other person. It's one of those, like, it helps. Yeah. So, that's my number 9, Codenames Duet. Alright,
my number 8 is Pandemic. So this is a game where you'll have, like, a board of the whole world, and you're trying to stop diseases from spreading. So as a team, you're making sure that you can cure all 5 diseases before the number of outbreaks pretty much just take over the world. It's pretty crazy because you don't really know when outbreaks are going to happen, and then a lot of times when they do happen, you have to, like, redraw those same cards that you were just played to cause, like, even more diseases to spread around. So yeah, and it's pretty interesting. There's, like, a variety of different, like, roles too to kind of help cure diseases.
Some of them are way better than others too. Like, that's one thing is that it needs to be. They need to make our second edition and rebalance it a little bit. I think
that's true.
There's some roles that are terrible, and there's some roles that are like you need this one. Like
because if you don't play with it, yep. But yeah, that is my number 8, Pandemic.
Nice. My number 8 is it my only party game? It might be. It might be the only party game out of these. Just One. We just played it again, so it probably gave it a little bit of bonus points, but
yeah.
Just One is a game that every time somebody plays it, they probably don't play the points correctly. It does have a Game of the Year from the Dice Tower. But anyway, and it won the Spiel des Arts in 2019. That's crazy.
Distraction.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know who these people are. But anyway, wow, another that team too. Okay.
Another distraction.
All right. Anyway, this game is a game where you are trying to guess a one-word clue, and you are only able, the other people are able to write down one word. That's why it's called Just One. They're able to write one word clue to give you a clue on what your word is that's showing, but you can't see it. But if anybody else writes the same 2 words or very closely like words, then those both get canceled out and you can't give them as clues. So it makes it pretty tough. Makes it very cooperatively. This probably, I don't know. I like the game, but
he doesn't like the scoring
But
system.
because it requires so much cooperativeness, it bumped up to my list. And people love this game, like a lot.
Fun.
But I'm sure it's going to be on your list pretty high up. The scoring is kind of crappy, and you can't lose. Like, it's just how good can you do out of 13 cards, and then, yeah. So that's one thing I don't really like, but the gameplay is really good. It's really fun. So honestly, a lot of people don't even play it correctly because they just play the gameplay part. They don't care about the scoring. But if you're really competitive and you want to beat the game, that's where it struggles, because you can't lose. There's no winning or losing. There's just how many points can you get type of a thing. So if you're okay with that, you'll really love this game. If not, you'll still probably like it. But yeah, that is my number 8, I think. Just One.
Okay, my number 7 is Chronicles of Crime.
That low? I thought this would be like your number 3.
We only played it once, though.
You played it twice now.
Well, one was a tutorial, so it doesn't really count. Anyway, so...
Was it that much different playing the
Oh,
main
yeah.
one?
Oh, yeah.
I need to play
so
it
much
again.
different. So, yeah, this game, we played the tutorial and we really enjoyed it. And then my sister and her friend came over and we played one of the scenarios. And oh, my goodness, I really enjoyed it. But like I said, I kind of did this list on, like, the amount of plays that we've done. So, yeah. So, I've only played it once. Really enjoyed it. We did kind of play it wrong for a little bit, though, which kind of hurt us in the end.
You didn't play it wrong. You just played a bad strategy.
No, we played it wrong.
You did?
Yeah, you're supposed to, like, when you go scan the scene, and you're looking for clues, you're supposed to, like, scan the cards, so then you collect them as, like, evidence, and we weren't doing that. So we didn't have anything in our evidence, and we kept going to, like, all the different specialists to ask them about the evidence, and they're like, we can't help you. We can't help you. And we're like, what the heck? How can you not help us? And so that got frustrating for a bit. But then after we figured that out, then we were like, oh. So we ended up losing the scenario because in that scenario...
We ran out of time.
We ran out of time, so we kind of had to guess for the last part. We knew who, like, the murderer was, but we didn't know, like, exactly what the plan, like, was behind it. So, yeah. But it was funny because we talked about it. And then we were like, no, I don't think so. And then after we found the solution, we're like, dang it. Why didn't we say that when we talked about it? So yeah, super fun game. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to try out all the different scenarios. And as you can see, it has the seal of excellence and then Man versus Meeple approved. So yeah, that is my number 7, Chronicles of Crime.
All right, my number 7 is a new one, and it's probably Janela's like number 1. Even no, because maybe even if you go by place, it is Fuse Countdown. It is a real-time dice rolling, very stressful cooperative game, but pretty fun by Renegade Games and whoever this guy is at the top, Kale something. They always have last names that I cannot pronounce.
Let me see.
But anyway, this
That's
game.
not even bad. Klenko.
Klenko? Kale Klenko. All right.
On now.
Anyway, this game is a second edition, or I guess you could say almost an expansion-ish to the regular game Fuse, and it adds spark cards, I think. I think that's the new thing that it added.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. We haven't played the regular
one.
player roles.
Yeah.
That are a necessity. You have to use your player powers. Because the game's too hard if you don't. In fact, I think we lose slightly more games than we win at this. And we haven't even played hard difficulties yet. Like, it's hard. Maybe it's because we're playing 2-player. Maybe that makes it a little bit harder.
I don't know, though, because, like...
You get 4 dice to choose from, but you have to take 2.
You have to take 2 each.
So it's like,
So I don't know.
I don't know. That one roll that you had was really powerful, though. Because there was one that she gets to roll an extra die.
I think it was called the Logistics Specialist.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Yeah, you get to roll an extra die, and you can either take it or just leave it out, and it doesn't count against you. So that came in handy.
But anyway, the whole point of this game is to defuse all the bombs you can before 10 minutes run out. Both this game and the last one require... Well, this one doesn't really require... You don't have to use the app, but you can get an app. It's just a 10-second timer, but it's...
10-minute.
10-minute timer.
10 seconds would be insane.
But the reason why you use the app instead of just a regular 10-minute timer is because the app is screaming at you, hey, we're going to blow up and all this to stress you out even more. If you
it's like, are you even trying? And you're like, yes. Yeah. It's so stressful.
And then and then when it starts beeping at the end, you're like, I know it's almost over.
Like you're trying to do faster, but it honestly, I think, slows us down because you're just more chaos.
Anyway, that is my number 7, Fuse Countdown.
Okay. My number 6 is Mysterium.
Oh, wow. I thought it was going to be on my list before yours.
No, what the? It's higher on your list?
Apparently.
What? Anyway, Mysterium. It is by... Ooh, this is a name. Oh my gosh. Alexander Nevsky.
Holy cow. That's a good thing you did it first.
And Oleg Sidorenko.
2 people designed it? Or is that an artist?
I don't know.
Probably the artist too.
It has a Joe Delaning award or something?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
What's the game about?
Ooh. Okay. So this game, it's like a... Okay, it's like Clue on steroids, okay? And
it's cooperative.
So you literally are trying to find your person, your room, and your murder weapon for yourself. You have a ghost that's giving you very, very, very vague clues. They're called visions, but they're just cards that they'll be giving you to kind of help you to determine who your person is, what the room is, and what the murder weapon is. And it's kind of crazy because everybody will get that clue, and then you'll have a timer flip over, and everybody kind of discusses who you think each person's is based on that clue that was given. And yeah, each time we played, it's so funny because a lot of times it'll be like, yeah, we agree, depending on who the clue giver is. Other times you're just like trying to convince the other person that no, it's this because of this and this, or no. And he's really good at convincing people, but you convince the wrong way instead of like helping us get the right right person. Man. I think it took like 3 tries for her to get it right.
Because I kept convincing her that it was a different one.
Yeah.
Like, no, it can't be that. It's gotta be this one.
Yep. And I was a clue giver that time, and each time I was just like, oh my goodness.
No, we lost.
We lost with me. We only won once, the very last one. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. Super fun game. That is my number 6?
Yep.
6, Mysterium.
All right, my number 6 is Pandemic. You probably didn't even think this would make my list.
No, I didn't.
All the way up to number 6 because you have to play as a team. In fact, you basically have one person telling everybody what to do. But Anyway, this game, I guess we could show you the back of the box now, but Pandemic is a classic. In fact, another thing about this game, it was like maybe our second ever gamer board game. I can't remember if we got this one or Catan first.
Oh yeah, to like get us started into the hobby.
When we first bought this game and we were new to the hobby, we played it.
Gosh.
I don't know how many times. I think like 6 or 7 times in one sitting, which was probably like 3 hours.
Because I think we kept losing and we're like, we gotta beat this. We gotta beat this.
On easy. And then when we beat it on easy, we're like, oh, now we gotta try it on normal. And then we lost a couple, beat it. And then we're like, oh, now we gotta try it on hard. Then we lost a bunch and then finally beat it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
But this is a really loved game. I think because of the real life pandemic, it's kind of hurt it because now people don't like to talk about the subject. But before that event, this thing was booming. People love this. And the gameplay is just pretty fun. And it started the trend of not only cooperative games being big, but you do stuff as a team and then bad things happen. You do stuff as a team, bad things happen. A lot of games are starting to do that now. In fact, I think even Shadows over Camelot kind of does that. Spirit Island does that. We already talked about Flashpoint that does that. So a lot of games do that. But anyway, that's my number 6, Pandemic. And you can include Legacy and all that in here too.
Yeah. Okay, my number 5 is Just One.
I knew this would be higher on your list.
So yeah, like you said, this is a party game that we really enjoy playing. We need to keep playing it with more people though, because I feel like we played it with 4 people. So if 2 people had the same clue, you only got 1 clue. So
it's 3 to 7 players, so you can play with more. I think if you play with 3 players, you're supposed to write 2 clues down. We played with 4, right?
Yeah,
we played with 4.
It was 4.
Yeah. So no matter what, you will get at least 2 clues that way. Oh, unless they both cross. That would be insane.
Ooh. Yeah, it was so funny. What was it? Well, there was one word that you were like, what in the world?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. There's too many. Because we played it twice, I think. Yeah.
We got like 7 and then 8 points or something. Out of 13. It says that's average. 7 to 9 is average, apparently. I think. And so we're just average.
But yeah, it's super fun game. That is my number 5, Just One.
My number 5 is Chronicles of Crime.
Oh, what?
I cannot believe this is higher on my list than
Me
yours.
either. What the
I only
heck?
did the tutorial. But it is strictly cooperative. Like, you don't even do anything but talk to each other, trying to figure out something. So, very cooperativeness, I guess. That's a word now. You can add it to the dictionary. But David something and Seal of Excellence and all those good stuff. So another thing about this game, I'm not sure about this base version, but the other version, I think even this one, it's fairly cheap for what it is too. And the thing is, there's not very much stuff in the box. It's really just a board and cards. It does require an app on your phone. You did not mention that. Here's the back of the box.
Yeah, I didn't.
You must use the app on your phone because you have to scan it. So it has to be a smartphone or a tablet. I guess you can use a tablet. Something that has a picture that can scan.
Because they're like QR codes.
QR
so
codes,
yeah, you like scan your victim and then you like, it's literally like you're in the crime scene. Like you're a detective. It's super cool. So you're literally going to this place and you're talking to this person and then you're talking to this person. So it simulates that by scanning the QR codes.
Yeah. So it's like half video game, half board game because you're asking the questions on the phone by clicking it and stuff. So and then there's like a part where you put it up to your face and you look around
to like
the room.
search the scene to be able to like find clues. Yeah, and that I find that super fun because you're just like, oh, what do I see?
And then you can pass it to the next person and ask them to watch it.
And it's super cool because when we played the one that you didn't play with us, the actual like scenario, all of us saw something different that was like important for the for the crime, like to be able to solve the crime. Because it kind of times you, so you don't have time to like scan everything. So you're just kind of like, okay, I see this, you see this, and the other 2 people playing with me, were like looking for the clues. Okay. And then we did it again, and yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
It says it's 1 to 4 players, so I guess you could play this by yourself if you're bored.
Ooh.
Technically, you could probably play this with as many players as you want.
Probably, because
it really doesn't. It's just discussion mostly.
Yeah, because you're trying to say, okay, where should we do? How should we proceed now? There isn't really any there is roles. You could be like, I think there's like a hacker and scientist.
Yeah, you go to those, but it's almost like they're AI people because you go to them. Like it tells you their roles that you are, but you really scan them just like the other people, so it doesn't really feel like it's you.
No, it doesn't.
But pretty fun game.
Yep, for sure.
Chronicles of Crime, my number 5.
My number 4 is The Crew. This game, we've only played it 7 times. That sounds like a lot, but compared to everything else,
it's not so fast though. It takes like 4 minutes a game. It says 20 minutes on the box. It's way faster than that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it expects you to play multiple games, and that, well, I mean, it should.
Yeah.
You're not going to open it up and play one scenario for 3 minutes and then quit. So maybe that's why they put 20 minutes. 3 to 5 players.
Yeah, so this game, everybody has cards that they start off with, and you're trying to meet this specific objective. There's like 1 through 50. So yeah, depending on the scenario, it tells you what you're kind of trying to do, and you can't really talk, but trying to give each other clues by the cards you put out. On the card, you can put 1 card out and kind of signify. Do you have like a token saying that that's like your only card, or if you have cards higher or the lowest. So yeah. Oh, I won the Kennerspiel in 2020.
The Kennerspiel?
Yeah, the Kennerspiel.
What the? How did it win Kenner? This should be just regular spiel. It's easy. Weird.
Yeah. 2020. Well, because it was COVID. COVID year.
Interesting.
But there's a 2-player variant that we probably need to try out because
I heard it's not very good though.
We played it with his mom and haven't been able to again, so it's kind of just been sitting there collecting some dust. That is my number 4, The Crew, The Quest for Planet 9.
Wow, I really thought we were going to have exact crossovers. Now I'm not so sure. My number 4, for some reason, is 4, even though you like the game more than I do. Mysterium. This is weird.
This is so weird.
Anyway, Mysterium, she went over it earlier. Here's the back of the box to kind of show you some of that stuff. Oh, you didn't even tell them how you play it. You're giving them, one player is the ghost, and they're giving out clues to the other players, but the clues are pictures that are weird.
They're so vague.
Like, I don't know if you've ever played Dixit or any other games that are kind of like that.
And it's not just like one thing on the picture, it's like 6 different things, so it could go with any like person. Yeah. That's why he likes to convince people the wrong thing.
I must look at it differently than you do or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just find out murder weapon, place, and person as a suspect, just like Clue, and then at the end of the game you figure out who has the right suspect, and then they win if you do that. If not, you lose. But you have 7 rounds to do all that too, so it's kind of quick.
There was one other thing. If you have more than, is it 4 players or 3 players? You have those little tokens where you can say if they're right or wrong.
Yeah, if it's more than 4 or 3. Sure. Yeah, which is kind of nice because even if people are wrong, you can kind of get boosts for that if you if you think that they are wrong. So it's kind of interesting. Even though it's cooperative, you can be like, no, you're wrong. I'm putting a token on there.
Yeah, you could be like, okay, I told you it was here, so I think you're wrong because you went to this other spot. Which is so interesting because a lot of times that's the case where you're like, I think it's over here. I think that happened with Freddie. I kept telling him, no, it's over here. He's like, no, and then it ended up being right. Or no, maybe it was Reagan when Helena was the clue giver.
Oh, wow.
Because I kept telling her that it was this person because of the clue she had given, but you guys like went on a completely different route, and I was just like, okay.
Game's fun though. If you like Clue, this will kill it. You'll never play Clue again. You'll play this. As long as you have enough players, 3, because you can't play this at 2, I don't think. But it's my number 4, Mysterium.
My number 3 is Fuse Countdown.
Okay, I thought this would be your number 1.
Nope, you are wrong.
I'm wrong, guys.
You are wrong.
Now looking at the games left, I'm very confused. Are we gonna have 2 exact crossovers at the end?
Really?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
So Fuse Countdown is my number 3. Like he already said, this is a super, super stressful game that you really have to play cooperatively. But it's so crazy because the more players you have, you can increase the number of dice that's rolled. But it's still the same as like you're trying to fight for the dice that you need for your objective. But then also trying to help because if they can't complete their goal, then you're kind of stuck. You can't go through the bomb cards to be able to defuse the rest.
It takes a little longer and more players to get all the dice out too.
Yeah, and with the spark cards too make it a lot tougher. I feel like the more players there are because, or maybe the less players there are, because I felt like when we played it just us two, it got stacked. Well, I don't know. I don't know anymore because, like, it did get stacked for a while, but then we were able to get rid of all of them fast sometimes. So, I don't know. There was one game where I just couldn't do anything, I think I had, like, 6 spark cards by the end, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then, yeah, the app is yelling at you.
What's our high score?
Don't remember.
90-something, I think?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think we broke 100 yet.
But I'll kind of show you guys the back. That's kind of what the game looks like. These are the fuse cards. That's a spark card there. And then that's one of the player roll cards there. So yeah. Oh, the dice too. There's a couple of like split dice, so they could be
this color or that color.
So yeah. That is my number 3, Fuse Countdown.
My number 3 is another one I'm surprised that was higher on my list than yours, and that's The Crew Quest for Planet 9. This game's pretty fun though for how small it is and how fast it is. Like, there's a reason why it blew up in popularity when it came out. It's so crazy because it's dropping now, and maybe it's because the Mission Deep Sea came out. I heard they're making another one though. I think it's going to be like a time travel game, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
But, yeah. Anyway, Cosmos Thomas Singh is the designer, it looks like. And, yeah, it's a trick-taking game. All of you guys just play one card in turn order, and then whoever plays the trump card takes those cards. And most of the goals are to try to be the one to get a specific card. Like, if you're trying to get the pink 3... then you need to make sure that you play the highest pink when the pink 3 shows up so you can get that. Or you play a wild or whatever the trump card is, the rocket ships, to automatically win no matter what. But you can only play that if you don't have the color. So it's kind of hard because of that. But this is a game where, like, you mess up and then you're like, why did I do that?
Yeah, we both did that.
And then everybody else is like, why did you do that? You just lost us the game. Now we gotta shuffle the cards and do it again.
Yeah. Yep.
But, fun game. My number 3, The Crew Quest for Planet 9.
My number 2 is Spirit Island.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, let me...
I did not... Really?
Spirit Island, a game by Eric Rose.
Rosen?
Rose.
Oh, interesting.
This game is a super cooperative game, I feel like, but you have like your own player role, so it's not super like just led by one player because they're focused on their thing and then you're focused on your thing, but you're trying to be able to defeat all the invaders. You start off with, I think, just a few cards, right?
4.
4?
I think 4.
So you're slowly trying to get like better things on it, and it's just crazy as the game keeps going on.
I don't know now. No, it is 4. It is 4. And they're specifically to you, but then you can get minor powers that anybody can get later.
minor and then major, yeah. But yeah, then there's also, like, if you take out not an invader, you don't get anything for the invader. If you take out the cities and towns, you get fear. So it's, after you get so many fear, then you can get, like, a bonus at the end of the round. So that kind of helps. But yeah, it's so stressful because this game makes you feel like you're losing even though you're, like, doing okay at times. And we have yet to venture out from the easy mode because it was really hard for us to beat the easy mode.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it goes up to like difficulty 9 or something. No, even higher than that.
Serious?
If you're doing like certain scenarios stacked on other scenarios. And I think I did a scenario like 6+1 or something online. But I played with somebody who's played this game like 200 times. So, of course, we ended up winning the game.
Oh, dang.
But they didn't really even play much as a team. They're like, all right, everybody play your cards. All right, now we can think. What are you going to do based on that? Instead of, so to kind of speed it up. Because I think that's how a lot of people play it. When we play it together, we're like really cooperatively like,
I'm going to do this. I have this card.
Yeah.
Can my cards help you in some way?
And then we're like, wait, we can't do that. And let's go back and figure it out.
Yep. So, yeah, that is my number 2, Spirit Island.
Sweet. Darn, I really thought we were going to get crossovers, but we're not. My number 2 is Gloomhaven.
Oh my god.
I thought that was going to show up on my list before yours. So that means it's next on your list.
Nope, you are wrong.
Oh, you didn't put it on your list?
I don't know, did I?
Oh, I don't know. I guess now I'm really confused.
This thing is massive.
I'm not lifting it up. I'm sorry. You have to look at the side, because if I lift it up, everything's going to spill. So, Isaac Childress is the designer, and I don't even know who published this, whoever that is. Somebody Games.
Cephalofair Games.
Look at all the awards it won,
Oh my
though.
goodness, we have beat up this game. That tells you
poor box.
how much.
It even still has the price on it. But anyway, this game is like 20 pounds of game. It's probably like, there's 100 scenarios in the main scenario thing. Then there's random scenarios. Like, there's a lot of game. I can't remember. People like explained how long the game can take if you played everything, but I don't know. We played it like 30 times or something, but yeah, we never finished it. The one bad thing about this game is it takes like an hour to set up. So you almost need a board game table or designated spot where you leave it set up so that when you play it, you don't have to keep putting it away and opening it. Because in fact, when we were really into it, that's what we did. We had it on our dining room table and just left it there for like days while we just kept playing it over and over. But the game's really fun. Like, it gives you a video game feel. You get to level up your character and unlock items and all sorts of stuff as you go through the campaign. So that's pretty cool. And it has an interesting story, interesting races to all these things. Like, Isaac, like, made up all these characters. Like, the Inox are, like, some type of dudes that are, like, mixed with, I don't know, some type of animal with horns, I guess. I don't know. Then you got the little vermlings or whatever they're called, which are like the little rats that can do tricks with their minds and all sorts of stuff. Like, it's kind of interesting. Yeah. But the game is really fun, and you can the difficulty scales pretty well too, because you can play on an easy, normal, hard, or very hard. But you do get a bonus for playing on the harder difficulties. You earn more money and experience, so you get to level up and stuff faster if you do that. But I don't know. If you lose, you just play again, so on the scenario, so it doesn't hurt too much to lose besides your time and your pride. Yeah. I think you get to keep your experience, though, too. So you at least earn your experience even if you lose. But the problem is every time you level up, then the enemies level up to balance it out. But when you level up, you get stronger and stronger cards, so it's pretty cool. I don't want to spoil too much, I guess, but my number 2, Gloomhaven.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Nope.
It is your number 1. I called it.
He called it. My number 1 is Gloomhaven. That's hilarious. So I put this as my number 1 because, like you said, we play this a ton. And then I also really like the cooperativeness better than Spirit Island, just because there's more to it than Spirit Island, obviously. You can tell by the big box. Because you're able to like get special like abilities to be able to move faster, different weapons, different like armor to protect yourself, and then each person has their own role, kind of like Spirit Island, but you're also able to upgrade to the next one after you meet your certain goal for that character. So I really enjoy that, and then I also love like the storyline of it. So you're like going through Gloomhaven, and then you go through different areas, but on your path there you run into these people, and it's just I just really enjoy the storyline of it too. I don't like that you have to tear the cards. We never did, because I'm like, no, I don't want to tear up cards, because this game is expensive. So yeah, I was like, we're not tearing. So we never did tear the cards. So we could like redo stuff, except for where we put stickers. We can't.
But there's apps that you can do that for you.
So yeah, super fun game. We still need to finish playing it.
We were gonna start over.
Yeah.
Because I already redid the whole box. It's like ready to start over, so now we have to.
Yep. So that is my number one, Gloomhaven. So his number one is...
You already know what it is.
Yes. Oh my gosh, if I can grab it.
Are you sure?
No, but I'm gonna guess. Is it Spirit Island?
It is indeed Spirit Island. The reason why I put this above Gloomhaven, and I think it strictly is the setup. It doesn't take near as long. Gloomhaven, I like the gameplay more. Spirit Island, I feel like I could play the game more. So
like more over more times, just because you don't have to set it up. That makes sense.
It does have a little bit of setup to it that takes maybe like 5 minutes, but Gloomhaven, it literally took us an hour once to set it up. Because if you don't have your stuff sorted, you have so much stuff you have to go through. We have it sorted now, so it's easy.
I think that's it. You have to just sort it and being able to find like the specific boards and then the different types of characters that you're fighting and everything. Because if you don't, like you said, it can take you forever to find what you're fighting, what map you're at, and just everything.
Yeah, and even with the way we have it, there's like somebody was selling like homemade divider things that they made specifically for this, and they were selling it for like $60. People were buying it because it made the gameplay that much faster to set up.
Yeah.
Because it was specifically built like for it. I don't know. But anyway, this is about Spirit Island now, not Gloomhaven. Spirit Island is fun, cooperative, and it's tough. This one, even on the easy difficulty, is tough. Like, you can lose on easy. Gloomhaven, you can lose on easy, but you really have to try to, unless the scenario itself is just a hard scenario.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess I could show the back of the box now, because you showed the front. You got these little islands. We call this the opposite of Catan, because instead of colonizing and building up, you are taking out the colonizers and trying to defend the natives here.
Yep.
But because it's asymmetric and everybody feels differently and stuff, it makes it pretty fun. Like, you have a lot of replayability, because not only is there 8 characters that you can play as different, but the mix and matches. So, like, you could play as one person and I could play as one person, but then if we swap that, even though we're playing with the 2 same characters, we're going to play way differently. So even that is another way we can play. So, and it goes up to 4, and I believe there's an expansion that goes up to 6 players. I don't know why you would want to do that, because the game would take forever. I think there's like 3 or 4 expansions, because Horizons just came out, which is not really an expansion, it's a base game. Whoops. But anyway, it is a better start. In fact, if you're worried about this because the complexity is pretty high, in fact, I always say, do not buy this game until you have somebody that already knows it teach you it, because it is hard to learn on your own. Unless you want to watch videos of people playing it, then maybe that will help. But yeah, it's a better one to have somebody that already knows it teach you. But I don't know much about Horizons, but it is built for new players. So it is supposed to be easier and more like walk you through how to play and faster and all that. More built for more casual players. So get Horizons And then if you like Horizons, maybe get the actual game. Because Horizons, you play the same way. You have 5 characters instead. It's way cheaper. I think this is about $90 retail, and Horizons is probably 40 because it's about half the game, but you still should get the same feel. We haven't played it, so we don't know, but I'm just assuming. And I heard the characters are kind of cooler in that one because they had years to develop them. Yeah. So, anyway.
That is one thing with this game that I noticed too, is though that I like to be the one to take people out. Mm-hmm.
She's boring. She's bored of the game when she's like a defender. She has to be the one destroying people. And then me, I don't really care. So I more like just stressed out. How I want to try one of the fear people, but I feel like you got to play with more players so that you can have an offense and defense person before you add that fear person.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared that if I play as a fear person and your offense, we're not going to have any defense and our poor natives are going to get wiped out. Yeah. That's my assumption. We haven't tried it yet. Yeah. But I don't know. There's still a lot of characters we haven't tried. Mm-hmm. So
we've mostly just played on the easier characters. Everything
the lower complexity ones. Lower. Oh, also the app on your phone is free, so it will walk you through how to play and stuff too. You can play the app on the phone and stuff.
There's a Spirit Island app?
Mm-hmm. Oh, but you have to play the base rules, so it doesn't give you the whole game for free. You'll have to buy that for I think it's $15. It's kind of spendy for a phone app, but if you want to learn the game or see if you'd like it, you can play the app for free. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
But yeah, that's my number 1, Spirit Island.
Thanks.
I'm shocked. I don't know. I was going to ask if you're shocked, but I'm shocked.
Where did my paper go?
I don't even know. Mysterium, Chronicles of Crime, and I don't know which other one. Oh, and The Crew, all in a row. We're all higher on my list than yours?
Apparently.
Wow. Even Pandemic.
Well, because like I said, we've just had more playtime with Gloomhaven and Spirit Island. Maybe Spirit Island not as much, but I feel like I like that one just because the majority of the time it's just us two playing. So it's a good game for us just two to play.
It's one we really had to warm up on.
Whereas the other ones we can't. Well, Chronicles of Crime we could, but it's not like his theme. So I feel like
you want to play with your sister. You're not going to play it without her because you'd be leaving her out. Because once you play a scenario in that game, you kind of can't go back. Yeah. I guess you could if you forgot about it years later.
Yeah, maybe.
But
yeah, we were hoping that we would be able to redo it, but yeah, it doesn't let you.
I thought it would.
It just lets you find out the solution after it scores you on how good you did.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That was interesting. What games didn't make our list? Shadows of the Camelot was my 11. It just missed out, and then Stardew Valley. We have a game called We Care. That didn't make either of our lists. So. Nope. Yeah, it's kind of almost the same theme as Pandemic in a way. In fact, the game was made during the pandemic to raise money for it. Yep. For nurses or doctors or something. That's what they made the game for.
That's super small.
But it has not hit that well for us. And I don't know why. Because a lot of people like The Grizzle, which is what this is based off of. And I heard that game's really good. And then, in fact, I've seen reviews of people that like this game because they like The Grizzle. So I don't know. It just doesn't hit as hard for us. Yeah. But that doesn't mean it's a bad game. And then Macro Crime City is one that didn't make our list. I'm surprised it didn't make yours.
It was super close. I think it probably would have been 11 or 12. Just because it is that crime type of game. I think
just doesn't feel like a board game.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is if the board was even just a fold out thing instead of just a paper, it might have. Because it is fun, trying to chase
with it being
everything.
A piece of how cheap it is. They should have made the game cheaper. I think it's a $30 game, and it should not cost that much.
Well,
because it's I said, a small deck of cards and a piece of paper.
The game is fun, but yeah, it's And, like, it worries me to even, like, buy the game, honestly, because what if you spill a drink on it? Like, obviously, like, you're not hoping to spill your drink on any of these games, because that's just not nice.
I wouldn't be worried about that part. I'm worried about the replayability.
That just ruins the game.
Oh, yeah.
Worse than, like, any of the other ones. But, yeah, the replayability...
Because you have, like, 10, I don't know how many scenarios. I'm assuming 10 to 20, hopefully. There's at least that many. But you can play them all once, and then you're done. And they're fast, too. So it's like...
They are pretty fast.
I don't know. I guess the crew, there's 50, but you can replay it. Like, it's not like, oh, I know how to solve it because of this or whatever. So, with the same feeling as that one, Chronicles of Crime is better anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Zombicide's one that didn't make our list. We just don't care for the game. That's honestly why. All our friends like it, but we just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's too based on luck on the die roll is what my assumption is, because I can have a very powerful weapon and be like, wow, there's one zombie here. I can go walk up to him and smack him. And then somehow your guy misses it with a chainsaw trying to hit one zombie, so he smacks you and it was your last health, so you die.
Yep.
Like, that is not fun. But I guess if you like that type of theme, the theme is okay and the game's okay, but yeah. And then the last one that didn't make our list is Nemesis. And it's another one that I'm not too high up on, but also on top of that, it's less cooperative. You can actually kill the other players. You don't have to play as a team. You can shoot each other off, I think. I think you're allowed to do that. I think you have to wait till a certain point to be allowed to do that. But I think you can actually shoot the other people. Wow. You could do that in Zombicide too on accident. Because...
yeah, because you could, like, push the person into the room or, like, leave them in the room type of thing.
But that one is strictly cooperative. Nemesis, you have a 50-50 shot if you're trying to be cooperative or if you're trying to win your own way, so...
yeah.
Yeah. But
I think the thing with that game... it just takes so long to, like, explain the whole game.
To learn it, to play it.
Just everything. I think we, like, were there the whole night that when we played
Apparently that was a tournament.
And then the other person that was there, it was a tournament. The person that was actually doing pretty good had to leave. So it just makes me curious if they ended up staying, if they would have won instead, because they were doing pretty good. And
really?
And whoever came and took over his role, like, killed him off. So, but it might have been just the luck of the room they went in. I can't remember. But yeah.
Yeah. That's our number 10 games of cooperativeness.
Yeah, those are our top 10 games of cooperative games. Let us know, like we said in the comments down below, what your guys' top 10 is or what your favorite one is. And if you own any of these ones or if you have completely different ones that we might check out, because the cooperative games are my forte.
Yeah.
I like those a lot better.
Also, let us know what other top 10 lists you guys would want to see.
Yeah.
I think our next one we're going to do is our top 10 games to start a board game collection. But that is stinking hard to do. Because there are so many good games to start a collection with. Like, it's very hard.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. And also, we have a lot of unboxings coming out, so... stay on the lookout for those, because we've been buying more games.
Yeah, we got Brass Birmingham and Azul,
Terraforming Mars,
Great Western Trail.
A lot of, like, big name hits that we were like, okay.
That we haven't had yet.
Yep, so. And Azul. Did you say Azul?
I said Azul.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I'm thinking. But yeah, thank you so much for commenting. What the?
Yeah, so you must have commented already.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications. We will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for staying through the whole video and watching our craziness. All right, bye.
Bye.